Do you have an Amazon Alexa enabled device? You can now listen to my podcast on that device. Just go to Alexa Skills, search for K-12 Education Untangled, click Enable to enable that skill, and voila! You're now able to listen to my podcast via your Alexa enabled device. Welcome to another episode of K-12 Education Untangled. My name is Dr. Kim Fields, former corporate manager turned educational researcher and advocate, and I'm the host of this podcast. I got into this space after dealing with some frustrating interactions with school educators and administrators, as well as experiencing the micro-discriminations that I faced as an African-American mom raising my two kids who were in the public school system. I really wanted to understand how teachers were trained and what the research provided about the challenges of the public education system. Once I gained the information and the insights that I needed, I was then equipped to be able to successfully support my children in their educational progress. If you're looking to find out more about current information and issues in education that could affect you or your children, then you're in the right place. Thanks for tuning in today. I know that staying informed about K-12 education trends and topics is important to you, so keep listening. On today's episode, I'll be sharing my thoughts about living with courage. Are you living courageously? Are you expressing your feelings and thoughts authentically when certain situations present themselves? This is definitely a growth area worth investigating because it can certainly open a life of freedom once you master the skill of living with courage. I know this can be a tough area, even for me, because a lot of times what I would really like to say, I refrain from saying under the guise of quote unquote keeping the peace. It basically keeps me from living full out, from being my authentic self, and from living in my power, especially in relationships with relatives. So, on this episode, I wanted to provide some insights and essentials on what it means to live with courage. Courage is really about moving forward in spite of fear. Living with courage involves facing challenges, uncertainties, and fears with a bold and determined mindset. It means taking action despite the presence of fear or adversity. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to confront it and move forward. Here are some key aspects of living with courage. Facing fear. Courageous individuals acknowledge their fears, but don't let them dictate their actions. They confront their fears head on, whether they are physical, emotional, or intellectual. Taking risks. Living with courage often requires taking calculated risks. This could involve stepping outside of your comfort zone, pursuing new opportunities, or making decisions that may be difficult but that align with your personal values and goals. Resilience. Courageous people bounce back from setbacks and challenges. They understand that failure is a natural part of life and use it as a learning experience rather than a reason to give up. Standing up for your beliefs. Living with courage means standing up for what you believe is right, even in the face of opposition. It involves speaking out against injustice and advocating for positive change. Perseverance. Courageous people persist in the pursuit of their goals, even when the obstacles seem insurmountable. They maintain a positive attitude and keep moving forward, demonstrating determination and tenacity. Authenticity. Living with courage involves being true to yourself and your values. It means not conforming to societal expectations if they conflict with your personal principles. Vulnerability. Courage often requires being vulnerable, opening up to others, and expressing genuine emotions. The authenticity fosters connection and creates a foundation for meaningful relationships. Adaptability. Courageous people are adaptable and open to change. They embrace the unknown and view challenges as opportunities for growth. Empathy. Courage can manifest itself in acts of compassion and empathy. It involves not only considering one's own needs, but also recognizing and addressing the needs of others. And self-reflection. Living with courage requires self-awareness and a willingness to reflect on one's actions and choices. It involves learning from experiences and continuously striving to become a better, more courageous person. Ultimately, living with courage is a personal journey that involves a conscious choice to face life's uncertainties with strength, determination, and authenticity. It's about cultivating that inner resilience that enables you to navigate challenges and live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Now, there could be various reasons why some people struggle to live with courage. Some of those reasons include a fear of failure. The fear of failing or making mistakes can paralyze some people, preventing them from taking risks or pursuing their goals. The comfort zone factor. Some people may resist leaving their comfort zones because it feels safe and familiar. Stepping into the unknown can be intimidating, even if it holds the potential for growth. Low self-esteem. People with low self-esteem may doubt their abilities and their worth, making it difficult for them to take bold actions or stand up for themselves. Another reason why some people may struggle with courage is because of social pressure. The fear of judgment or criticism from others can discourage some people from expressing their true selves or taking unconventional paths. Another reason is the lack of confidence, which can undermine the belief in one's capabilities, making it challenging to face challenges or pursue ambitious goals. Yet another reason is an overemphasis on perfection. A perfectionist mindset can lead to a fear of making mistakes. The constant pursuit of perfection may prevent some people from taking risks or trying new things. Past trauma is something that can impact whether you live with courage. Previous experiences of failure, rejection, or trauma can create emotional scars that make it difficult for people to master the courage to face similar situations again. A dependency on external validation. This reason may be because relying too much on external validation and seeking approval from others can hinder personal growth and the development of inner strength. A lack of purpose. Because without a clear sense of purpose or direction, you may feel lost or unsure about the meaning of your actions, making it challenging to summon the courage to pursue goals. Negative self-talk. Another very valid reason for not living a courageous life. The internal negative dialogue and self-doubt can erode confidence and hinder the ability to take courageous steps. There's also the avoidance of discomfort. Some people avoid discomfort and challenging situations at all costs, missing out on opportunities for growth and development.
And then having that fixed mindset can be another reason for not stepping into your courageous life. Believing that abilities and qualities are fixed traits rather than qualities that can be developed over time may discourage some people from taking on new challenges. These factors tend to be interconnected, and overcoming a lack of courage often involves addressing multiple aspects simultaneously. Developing courage is a gradual process that may involve self-reflection, personal growth, and seeking support from others. Recognizing and understanding these barriers is a crucial first step toward fostering a more courageous and fulfilling life. Not surprisingly, a fear of rejection is often considered a significant aspect of not living with courage. The fear of rejection can be a powerful deterrent to taking risks, expressing oneself authentically, and pursuing personal or professional goals. Fear of rejection can impact a person's ability to live with courage in a number of ways. For example, they avoid risk. Fear of rejection may lead some people to avoid risk or trying new things, as there is this perceived threat of failure or disapproval. A person may also feel that they lack authenticity. People may withhold their true thoughts, feelings, or opinions to avoid potential rejection, sacrificing authenticity for the sake of conformity. They may also experience difficulty in relationships. Fear of rejection can hinder the development of meaningful relationships, as individuals may be reluctant to open up emotionally or fear being vulnerable. And this is the area where personal growth comes in, because the relationships are hindered since you aren't being your true, authentic self. Career stagnation is another area of fear of rejection. In the professional realm, the fear of rejection can prevent some people from pursuing career opportunities, speaking up in meetings, or even taking on leadership roles. There's also social anxiety, where some people with a fear of rejection may experience social anxiety, making it challenging for them to engage in social situations or form connections with others. This altogether adds to limiting personal growth. The fear of rejection can create a barrier to personal growth and self-improvement, because some people may avoid challenges that could lead to valuable learning experiences. Overcoming the fear of rejection is an essential step toward living with courage. It is a process, and it's a gradual, individual process. Now, the process may involve self-reflection, understanding the root causes of fear of rejection, and exploring past experiences that may have contributed to it. It also involves building self-esteem, developing a positive self-image, and recognizing one's own worth independently of external validation. The process also involves challenging negative thoughts, addressing and reframing those negative thoughts and beliefs that are related to rejection. Give yourself some grace. Take incremental steps, gradually exposing yourself to situations that involve potential rejection, starting with smaller, more manageable steps. You can always seek support from friends, family, or even a mental health professional for guidance and support in overcoming the fear of rejection. The process involves cultivating resilience, developing that resilience to setbacks and learning to view rejection as a natural part of life rather than a reflection of personal inadequacy. And let's remember, experiencing Fear of rejection is not unique. Pretty much everyone experiences fear of rejection to some degree, but living with courage involves acknowledging and managing this fear rather than letting it dictate your choices and actions. Not living with courage can have several downsides that may impact various aspects of your life. Some of these drawbacks include missed opportunities. A lack of courage may result in missed opportunities for personal and professional growth. Stepping outside of your comfort zone often leads to new experiences and opportunities for learning. Another drawback is stagnation. Without the willingness to take some risks and face challenges, you may find yourself stuck in a rut, leading to a lack of personal and professional development. Another drawback is regret. Avoiding courageous actions may lead to feelings of regret later in life. People may regret not pursuing their passions, expressing their true selves, or taking the chances that could have led to fulfilling experiences. Underachievement is another drawback. Playing it safe and avoiding challenges can result in underachievement. Without setting and pursuing ambitious goals, you may not reach your full potential. A key drawback to not living with courage is low self-esteem. Avoiding challenges and constantly staying within one's comfort zone may contribute to a negative self-image and low self-esteem. The absence of personal accomplishments can affect your confidence. It also leads to unfulfilled potential. Living without courage may mean not tapping into your full potential and talents. This unfulfilled potential can lead to a sense of dissatisfaction and unexplored capabilities. Likewise, it can lead to limited innovation. In professional settings, a lack of courage may lead to a reluctance to share innovative ideas or challenge the status quo. This can hinder personal and organizational progress. Building the courage to live your life courageously means letting go of the feeling of a lack of resilience. Facing and overcoming challenges builds resilience. Without the practice of dealing with setbacks, you may struggle to bounce back from adversity when it inevitably arises. This could also lead to isolation. Avoiding social interactions and not expressing yourself authentically can contribute to social isolation. A lack of courage may result in missed opportunities for connection and community. This isolation tends to lead to a monotonous life. Living within the confines of a comfort zone may lead to a monotonous and predictable life. Embracing courage often involves embracing change and variety. It's important to have healthy coping mechanisms. Some people who avoid living courageously may resort to unhealthy coping relationships and coping mechanisms such as excessive procrastination, substance abuse, and other forms of escapism to deal with the dissatisfaction and anxiety that may arise from not taking courageous actions. Living with courage doesn't mean completely eliminating fear or always taking extreme risk. It involves acknowledging fear and discomfort while choosing to move forward and face challenges in a way that aligns with your personal values and goals. Mastering the art of living with courage is a subjective and ongoing process, and there's no fixed endpoint. It's a personal journey that involves continuous growth, self-awareness, and the ability to navigate life's challenges with resilience. While success in mastering courage is highly individualized, there are some indications that could suggest that you are making progress in this area. One of the indicators is facing fear head on. Successfully mastering courage involves facing fear directly and taking action despite the fear. This could mean confronting personal fears, pursuing challenging goals, or engaging in uncomfortable but necessary conversations. Another indicator is that you embrace vulnerability. A courageous person is willing to be vulnerable, to open up emotionally, and share their authentic self with others. Embracing vulnerability fosters genuine connections and meaningful relationships. You also learn from setbacks. Instead of letting failures or setbacks define you, if you have begun the journey of mastering courage, you will learn from these experiences and use the setbacks as opportunities for growth and development. You also may note that you're taking calculated risks. Courage doesn't mean recklessness. Successfully mastering courage involves taking calculated risks, making informed decisions, and stepping outside your comfort zone in a thoughtful and intentional manner. You also begin to develop your own authenticity and self-expression. Successfully living with courage involves expressing your true self authentically. This involves having the courage to be honest about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, even when it might be challenging. Another indicator that you are mastering living with courage is standing up for your values. A courageous person is willing to stand up for their values and principles, even when it involves going against the grain or facing opposition. They don't compromise their integrity for the sake of conformity. You may also note that you're having a positive impact on others. Mastering courage often extends beyond individual growth to positively impact those around you. Courageous actions may inspire and empower others, creating a ripple effect of courage in a community or an organization. Finally, one of the best indicators that you are progressing in the journey of living with courage is living a meaningful life. Courage is often intertwined with the sense of purpose. People who have successfully mastered courage often report a greater sense of fulfillment, meaning, and purpose in their lives. In the end, mastering courage is not about eliminating fear, but learning to respond to it in a way that aligns with your personal values and goals. It's an ongoing process that evolves over time as you continue to learn, grow, and face new challenges. Additionally, what constitutes success in mastering courage can vary from one person to another, and that's okay. It's all about your personal values, your goals, and your circumstances. As is the usual case for these personal thought-sharing episodes where I close with either a clean joke or a quote, I provide these inspirational quotes about courage for your consideration. We must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear. Martin Luther King Jr. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing which you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt. One isn't necessarily born with courage, but one is born with potential. Without courage, we cannot practice any of the virtues with consistency. We can't be kind, true, merciful, generous, or honest. Maya Angelou. And finally, Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Winston Churchill. Did you enjoy this episode? If so, do me a favor and go to podinbox.com/K12 Education Untangled and leave me a text message or a voice message about how you're enjoying my show. That's podinbox.com/K12 Education Untangled. You can also support my show by leaving me a review on Apple or Podchaser. This would really help my ratings as well as entice other people to listen to the show. And share this episode with anyone that you think would find it valuable. Be sure to tell your friends, family, and community about my podcast. Thanks for listening today. I hope you'll come back for more K-12 educational discussions with even more exciting topics to untangle. Be sure to stay tuned. On the next episode, I'll be discussing the current state of inequities in education. Until next time, aim to learn something new every day.